Good morning. I can't tell you how happy I am to be here and to be able to be talking to you about artificial intelligence at this cyber conference. It's my first ever cyber conference, so I'm very excited to be here. I'm here to talk about the DoD's AI strategy as well as the Joint AI Center. And my name is Dr. Jill Crisman, and I thought maybe before I start, I would actually tell you a little bit about myself and why I am at the Joint Artificial Intelligence Center. I am actually an academic. I've been an academic for most of my career. I started, I don't even want to talk about how many years ago that was, and my PhD thesis actually integrated a lot of AI. I wrote some of the first algorithms for self-driving cars that actually perceived the environment and then tried to drive the car down the road. So I have a little bit of background in computer vision. I actually have then I was a professor for almost 14 years doing all kinds of computer vision and robotics things that integrated artificial intelligence. I then went and I was a contractor where I was building computer vision systems. I then decided that I liked the government and I wanted to join the government. I ran some of the research programs for IARPA in artificial intelligence and computer vision. And then I decided I am really frustrated with how long it takes for research to actually get into the hands of users. I am so passionate about seeing the fantastic research that's going on in this country in artificial intelligence actually making it into a warfighter's phone, onto their laptops, and into the analyst hands so that we can better protect our country and our allies. So I am very, very passionate about that. I've actually been at the Joint AI Center for a whole 2 months. And so I'm still new to the center, and if you'll bear with me, I'm going to make sure that I go through my notes, because I don't want to skip telling you something important about the Artificial Intelligence Center today. So, like I said, I'm here to talk to you about the Artificial Intelligence Center, which we call the JAIC for short. And our mission is actually to transform the DoD by accelerating the adoption and integration of AI to achieve mission impact and at scale. This is a really important and heavy task. We are in the midst of a revolution. AI is transforming entire industries and will have an impact on every aspect of the DoD. We can harness the power that AI provides. We will be able to transform our valuable data into the ultimate strategic advantage, which is actionable intelligence, to better support our American troops, safeguard our citizens, defend our allies, and improve the affordability and speed of operations. Now, this revolution is moving very, very fast. AI research advances are accelerating at a pace that I have not even seen in my career. It is happening so fast, and the time for us to act is right now. We can't afford to ignore this game-changing technology and for the greater intelligence that these will bring to us in the DoD. AI is critical to the future of the United States national security, and the JAIC is a focal point for the execution of the DoD AI strategy. The National Defense Strategy makes it clear that the character of warfare is changing, and competitors like Russia and China are investing heavily in the modernization with artificial intelligence to redefine the future of warfare. To maintain and increase our competitive military advantage, the DoD must do the same. In February, the White House released its executive order on AI, and the next day, the Department of Defense released a summary of its classified strategy of artificial intelligence. The strategy, called Harnessing AI to Advance Our Security and Prosperity, outlines how the DoD will leverage AI in the future. JAIC is the focal point for fielding operational AI capabilities and for AI collaboration across 3 key communities: the armed services and DoD components, academic and commercial AI industry, and America's international allies and partners. The DoD's AI strategy emphasizes the need to increase speed and agility, which we deliver AI-enabled capabilities to adapt our way of working in the DoD. To deliver these AI-enabled capabilities, we have 5 pillars, as shown on the slide. Each project that the JAIC takes on a capability that it provides and must have a common focus. And this is delivering our AI capabilities to our missions. The delivery of these teams for initiative will be comprised of cross-functional teams that is organized for rapid delivery. These cross-functional teams include mission partners and people who understand the DoD mission. They include AI specialists who understand the capabilities and actually the ability to adopt these capabilities and how ready they are for adoption. It includes product development people who know how to actually take these AI capabilities and put them into a system that people can actually use. It includes independent test and assessment, so we're not just jumping on the bandwagon of AI without knowing exactly what it can do. And it includes infrastructure so that we can move AI capabilities throughout the Department of Defense to scale to whatever computing environments are actually available for our partners. Another key to our success is the delivery of enterprise capabilities, operationally preparing the DoD for AI. This is a foundation which will be part of our common foundation. So this will be ever-improving repository of tools, technologies, processes, standards, and expertise, and shared data across the DoD so that we can develop AI together. We are going to harvest the achievements of individual AI initiatives in the DoD and build momentum. So we want to make individual DoD components the heroes for actually developing this, and we plan to scale this across the DoD. The Department of Defense will not be able to exploit the game-changing technology that AI offers if our workforce is not AI ready. So point number 3. Internally, the AI is attracting the best and brightest people across the DoD, industry, and academia. When they get to the JAIC, they are empowered to bring their expertise to the department's transformation, and we are building a culture that embraces experimentation. They are given the opportunity to make an impact on problems that are not only challenging, but truly vital to the safety and security of our nation. Where else is this possible? And this is what extremely attracts me to the JAIC. I'm an academic. I love working on teams with people in uniform. They tell me what the problems are. I offer ideas for solutions. I work with software developers who are actually going to create those solutions. To me, this is the most exciting thing in the world. And we give all our people the opportunities to make impacts on problems that are not only challenging, but truly vital to our safety in our nation. Our 4th point, the JAIC can't do adoption of AI at scale alone. We need the department to be working at AI-ready workforce, to understand the benefits of AI, and to accept the changes that the AI will bring. So we need to have training, promoting, and retraining these people with skills, and working with end users to identify new opportunities for people whose jobs may be impacted. We are engaging commercial, academic, and international partners to collect and leverage the best talent, technology, experience, ideas, and policies to bring true mission impact via AI, human-centered AI. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of our partners as vital effort that we're going into. We are going to engage talent and technology, drive AI-enabled interoperability among U.S. and allied forces, and improve the global context by working together with AI policy, laws, and norms. And our final point, leadership and ethics and values is core to everything we do at the JAIC. We are leveraging U.S. AI innovations to build solutions that are aligned with our laws and values. We deliver capabilities to ensure our nation's safety and to make our citizens proud. As with all systems, the department will invest in AI systems that are ethical, resilient, robust, reliable, and secure. And we will seek to use AI to reduce unintentional harm and collateral damage via increased situational awareness and enhanced decision support. And as I mentioned earlier, we will improve the technology and our use of it. The DoD will continue to share our aims, ethical guidelines, and safety procedures to encourage responsible AI development and use by other nations. The Defense Innovations Board is currently developing principles to guide current AI and future research, applications, and activities as part of an AI principles project. The project launched mid-January in 2019, and JAIC representatives are actively involved in this effort and collaborate with the DIB on implementing AI ethics and principles in the department. In this way, we offer a different vision of AI that is consistent with our values and human rights. So I've talked a bit about the key pillars of the JAIC, and now I want to talk a little bit about how JAIC will carry out its mission and make the DoD AI strategy a reality. We exist to create and enable impact for the DoD components and services across the full range of their missions. So at the far left, you will see the JAIC's mission initiatives and component mission initiatives, which will deliver capabilities on behalf of the DoD services to our customers. And so you see the mission needs and the policies and strategies moving through projects at the center of the core. As I've already spoken, and I will talk a little bit more about it later, we are evolving partnerships, and you in this audience are a key. So I'm going to be trying to talk to you later. Our discussion will focus around how can we actually partner and how can you help the JAIC. The JAIC's common foundation, shown at the bottom, will ensure the progress of each initiative can benefit all. So we're going to be creating tools, artifacts, and contract vehicles that can be distributed across the DoD to help everybody accelerate their adoption of AI. And we are also going to be looking at cloud strategies for deployment and edge services, because much of our computing is done at the edge within the DoD. Outcomes of the JAIC's initiative is to design and deliver human-centered technology that satisfies mission-relevant problems. At the very core of everything we do is our mission partners and how AI is actually going to be used in the field. We're going to be engaging user experience designers with partners to build them interfaces that are actually intuitive and make sense instead of the things that often are deployed in our DoD systems now. And human-to-AI interaction is vital to AI success. If AI alone can't solve our problems, we need people to be in the loop. These efforts will ensure that the JAIC is delivering capabilities which are impactful, explainable, predictable, and directable. The users have to be in the loop so that we can understand what it means to actually be explainable. And finally, the blue dot shows only the warfighter, but it's much broader than that. The department must harness all the potential of AI to support and protect the American service members, safeguard our citizens, defend our allies, and improve affordability, effectiveness, and speed of our operations. I want to reiterate, the men and women in America's military remain our enduring source of strength. We will use AI-enabled information, tools, and systems to empower those who serve. This is one of my favorite charts because I am an academic. As I mentioned, a key partner to our efforts is research and engineering. We cannot implement the AI of today without the work of this community has been doing for the last 50 years and continues to do. Their groundbreaking work has given us a foundation for the AI department's needs. We like to call this AI Next. They continue to do research on what will be the next AI innovations down the pike. We, on the other hand, are focused on AI Now. It's to get AI Next to that AI Now capability so we can deploy it in the field and really make a difference. We have to have AI that's mature enough to learn as it goes, to actually continue to improve as it performs with our end users. This slide I threw in because I wanted to I don't know how familiar people are with AI, and if you don't know much about AI, this slide's for you. If you do, you can snooze for a few minutes while I go over a few terms. I've been talking a lot about artificial intelligence. I find that definition actually somewhat amusing because artificial intelligence is just a subcategory of software. It's nothing more than software. It reads in data. It has either users or processes work on that data and spits out more data. Artificial intelligence is just software that does exactly that, but it does a process that we actually call intelligent. And throughout the history of AI, there was a time when chess-playing programs were considered artificial intelligence until we understood them, and then we said they're no longer intelligent anymore. So it's actually an interesting thing, but think of AI as nothing more than software that's intelligent. The big thing that's happening now, one of the things that are most ready for mission deployment is what I would call machine learning. And here, in this area, what we do is instead of having programmers have to program software, we program the software by training it on a series of examples. So, and deep learning is programming larger algorithms by to learn how to perform a task for more complicated inputs. So a common thing that people have been seeing on the news is deep learning applied to computer vision, where you have mark off the objects you want to detect in a computer image, you train it by tons and tons of these examples, and the system learns how to detect those objects all on its own. I don't know if people have heard of AlphaGo, but AlphaGo is a combination of machine learning, deep learning, as well as reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is a way for a computer to learn how to play a game if it understands the rules of that game. So AlphaGo learned all the moves through machine learning through video, and then it actually learned how to optimize which move to do next through Go, through just playing itself, studying human Go games, and learning what moves to make next. And the other thing I will add is robotic process automation. This is ways for people who do not know how to program a piece of software through a user interface. So it's actually making software programming more accessible to folks. And so the point I really wanted to make, the JAIC is all about adopting AI technologies. We are going to have to, in order to adopt AI, we actually have to adopt software first, which is something that the DoD hasn't really figured out, and it's part of our JAIC mission to figure out how do we actually do software adoption, AI adoption, and more. So while we're talking about the JAIC and its delivery, I wanted to just highlight a few of the national mission initiatives that we are working on at this point. The first one is predictive maintenance. The goal here is we spend a huge amount of money on actually keeping our aircraft mission ready. And what we're trying to do is predict so most of the time they're actually maintained by a schedule. So you get so many flight hours and then you have to swap out parts. What we're doing here is trying to predict when does this thing come on unscheduled maintenance? When is an engine failing before it would normally be replaced? If you can predict that, you can actually order the supplies to have them in. So if you have to replace the engine is actually at the maintenance depot for replacement. And if it's at the maintenance depot, you can get that aircraft back online right away. And this applies for almost all platforms that we have within the DoD. Humanitarian aid and disaster relief is one of my favorites because they're using computer vision, and that's my area. What they're trying to do is, if you remember the wildfires in California, were moving so quickly that that would have been really nice to know which directions they were moving so that you can actually enable firefighters to better go after those flames. Right now, it takes at least 20, when they look at planning how they're going to deploy their firefighters, the data that they're looking at for where the fires actually are at least 24 hours old. We want to provide real-time fire mapping so people can see in real time where's the actual fire to better respond to fire placement. And then we also want to use aircraft flying overhead to locate victims that might be isolated, like you're seeing here in this picture, so we can rescue them, and it's much faster, and we can save lives. Cyberspace. In this one, we want to help the DoD understand attacks that are happening on our systems and networks and actually facilitate collaboration across the DoD. And we are working with mission partners on every single one of these. Robotic process automation. Again, I said that this isn't quite AI, but it has a lot of the same problems. If we can allow our DoD back-end office support actually automate some of their tasks, we can free up people to work on more complicated and tasks that require more of human intelligence and analysis. And so I wanted to actually, this is the end of my discussion, and it's my favorite part. What you see here is a website that is how you can actually submit a resume. We are hiring. I am looking for folks who know about product development. I am looking for folks who know about test and assessment. I am looking for folks who understand AI. We want you to submit your resumes. We want you to come to the JAIC. And we also are looking for people who have services or software that they can offer us. We need to engage with you. You're part of our critical mission for how we deliver AI and how do we put these in systems so that our warfighters can actually interact with the AI in an appropriate manner. And so I think with that, I'm going to open it up for discussion. Is there any questions? And if you have a question, please come to the microphone.
Question was, where is the JAIC?
The JAIC is now located in Crystal City.
Crystal City?
In Virginia.
So do you have a sort of sense of priority for what types of work you're going to be engaged in first, or is it sort of we bounce ideas off of you and we talk about them and try and develop those ideas into something that's executable?
So you're talking about how does a mission initiative get formed?
Right.
So mission initiatives come to us in quite a few ways. Many times they're from our mission partners who want to work with us, especially the component mission initiatives. So they'll say, hey, we have this problem. We think AI can help us. We'd like to partner with you to create a solution. We've also had industry suggest mission initiatives where they felt AI was ready for deployment. And so we take all of those ideas and we try to flesh them out and actually form a mission initiative from that. So I'm actually going to refer you to Allison. Actually, one of the things I want to emphasize is that JAIC is still a relatively new organization. We're still standing up many of our processes. So if you contact Allison here in the front with the blue jacket, she can get you in contact if you have certain ideas about mission initiatives.
Sure. Thank you.
If there are no other questions, I will just hang out here until the end of the session and entertain questions for those who may not want to speak in front of an audience. Thank you so much.